What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are actually new to the channel, I'm your host, as always, Rashid White. All right, so as everyone can actually see with the title there, no max contract for Kyrie Irving, and I believe Sean Marks is actually smoking crack. I mean, smoking that good stuff right there, man. And him actually listening to the media, and it seems like he's just repeating what do you call it? ESPN talking points and Fox talking points. And again, we're gonna have to go through this because they're actually using Kyrie Irving as the scapegoat here, and I don't know why. He has nothing to do with what happened to the Brooklyn Nets this season over here. And I know it's very disappointing. I am a Brooklyn Nets fan. I've been watching this team since 1995, man. Almost every single game there. All right, so this comes from Kristen Winfield and reports Wednesday that Brooklyn is now, according to a source familiar with the Nets' thought process, unwilling to give him a long-term extension. So the question, does a long-term extension mean? Now, even though I love Kyrie Irving, and again, this is not his fault in a sense, though, but $248 million for 5 years. You know, there's a salary cap. I think he should take maybe like $220 million, maybe $210 million. I mean, he has a sneaker deal. Whoever, I mean, if he actually gets that back, there's a whole thing saying that Nike actually wants to drop him. But let's break this down, because there's a whole thing over here saying that Kyrie Irving is the main source of the problems and he's not available. And yeah, he took a 2-week hiatus. And listen, that when he took the 2 weeks, you had the big three in James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. Every single general manager in the NBA was saying the Brooklyn Nets was actually winning the championship. Now, the accident, the injury that he actually happened was a freak accident. It wasn't him. He played. He was doing well. He was doing his thing. You know, Giannis, I did a video on that. The Giannis actually do it on purpose in a sense, though. So it really wasn't his fault, man. And remember, they had no Joe Harris, and the Nets was actually still the number one seed in the NBA until Kevin Durant went down with his knee injury. We look into the playoff series between the Boston Celtics and the Brooklyn Nets. They only lost by 18 points collectively. So, you know, Kevin Durant cost them the series, and he admitted that. He said, hey, he was overthinking. He was holding the ball too much. The defense, he actually never seen this before, in the sense that the Boston Celtics, you know, what they kind of actually threw at him. Now, if the Boston Celtics was to lose to Milwaukee, then you could say, well, maybe it's Kyrie, but they beat Milwaukee. So they were just a good team. We had no Joe Harris. Seth Curry was actually limited. So you can actually stay attached to him on the three-point line. I mean, I don't know if he could, you know, he didn't really have any explosiveness or, you know, maybe any type of, you know, his ankle was messed up. So he needed surgery for that. Ben Simmons had a back injury. And again, he needed surgery. So, I mean, if Kevin Durant was just to pass the basketball and quickly out of the double teams, I'm thinking they probably could have beat them. You know, 18 points, it can go either way. So you can't just look at Kyrie and say, oh, he wasn't available. He wasn't available, so that's why we had to actually you know, we don't want to give him an extension or anything like that. So let's get more into this. All right, and despite Sean Marks' criticism about his availability, which Winfield called hardball, Urban has not used his social media accounts with their millions of followers to respond. I guess that's a smart negotiating move too. Both sides have advantages and disadvantages of the upcoming talks. Irvin has publicly said that he wants to come back and continue to play with Kevin Durant, even suggesting that he, KD, Marks, and Joe Tsai could manage the franchise. he could opt out. And listen, the whole thing with the vaccine thing, listen, he says when there's a plant-based vaccine, when it comes out, I believe it's supposed to come out next year, 2023, or I think 2024, he'll take it. You gotta respect the man's religious beliefs. I'm sorry, media. It's still there's laws on that. All right, so if Irving does leave the Nets, it wouldn't be a surprise if Durant becomes frustrated with the organization's ability to put championship pieces around him. He wrote. I think you just got to call for Sean Marks to be fired, man. And let's talk about roster construction, team construction. I mean, look at the Memphis Grizzlies. Look at the Boston Celtics. I mean, just look at it, how they actually built. I mean, even the Miami Heat. I mean, they just got really, really, really good pieces that actually plays defense. They play hard, and they got those players. Now, a lot of the stuff was like Memphis is drafted, but like Robert Williams, I mean, he was a number 27 pick, and he's a major factor in the playoffs. So this is on Sean Marks right here. All right, so this is a lot of this stuff is sources. Kevin Durant didn't even talk to Sean Marks, allegedly. So quoting multiple sources. Winfield said that KD has not spoken to the Nets front office since the Nets I'm bugging. That's late here. Nets lost to the Celtics a month ago. The Nets, for their part, aren't commenting. That's also a negotiating point. And of course, if the Nets and Irving come up with an amicable solution, as Winfield describes it, the opposite narrative could be quite appealing. They have their four best players on the contract for between 2 and 4 more seasons. And listen, you have Kyrie Irving there. I mean, the Nets are the number 1 seed easy. They're better than Miami offensively. They're better than Boston, the Boston Celtics. You'll have Joe Harris. You have Seth Curry. Again, I don't know about Patty Mills. I already signed him, but I would definitely get, there's talks of Matisse Thybulle, actually. Philadelphia actually wants to part with him. So let's see if they can actually get him. Maybe a sign and trade with Drummond, because Drummond wants to probably go back to Philadelphia. They probably need him there more than Brooklyn actually needs him. So I would definitely go with that route there. But, I believe Kyrie actually does stay. It looks like Sean Marks does want him. And Kyrie does want to be there, going by this article. But, of course, I mean, you don't want to give him $235 million. So, I mean, 4 years, 189, 5 years, 235. Yeah, I mean, I would say if they could meet in the middle somewhere, like $210 million, and then they have some, money to actually sign more free agents that can actually, play some defense, can guard, and we'll see what actually happens there. All right, so if you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.